just press record, right? So that's what I did. I've been pretty inspired by a lot of people on YouTube that are kind of like smaller creators that are starting to blow up, and they're just so inspired by the like progress that they're making. And I don't know, it's just been really inspiring. And I just saw a video from, shout out to Doe Dash. Her energy is infectious and it's inspiring, and she's very transparent about everything that is going on with her channel and how she's growing. And I just there's a 30-day challenge that she is proposing that everybody get in on, and I'm just like thinking, how can I figure out a way to post every day? I have some ideas. I've thought about, one thing, and I could probably do it today, and it should be one of those things, like I said in my first video, day one, not one day, right? So, you know what? Okay. So, I've been skating for years, I've had injuries here and there, but I've been very lucky that I haven't had any serious crazy injuries, like where I've actually broken something. Like, thank God for that. I've had some close calls when it came to getting a call, and I can't. Okay, anyway, that was weird. It wouldn't even let me hang up the call. Okay, but yeah, I've never like really gotten any or I've never broken any sort of bones, like officially. I've had a hairline fracture, and I pray that I can find the clip. It's somewhere. I know it was recorded because I was at the skate park by myself years ago trying to kickflip off this drop at like, I don't know, 9-10 o'clock at night, and I phoned for demonstration, right? Popped. I started to flick the board, and it came up so high that, here, I'll show you this way. It came up so high that I caught it like this with my foot, and I came all the way down off of like a 6-7 foot drop on both feet. Just, this is, you know what I mean. Like this, and like the arches of my feet were just almost obliterated. It swole up really crazy. I had like golf ball sized, balls of, I don't even know what, under my feet. And, I went in and got checked out, and luckily it was only a hairline fracture. So, not a complete break, you know what I mean? So that was really cool. I was out for like maybe 6 to 8 months or something like that. Got back on and stuff. One of the main things that I felt set me back a little bit was a meniscus tear. It was still luckily, not a crazy one. Thank God for that as well. But I was at a skate park, Bonita Skate Park, in Arcadia. Yeah. And it was just a four stair. I was trying to get frontside flips down the four, and I went for it, and I caught it primo again, just like the kickflip, and I was like, nope, I don't want that, and so I kicked away. But when I planted, best way to describe it, I was still rotating, and I planted my feet, but my body was still rotating, but really my knee had planted, or my feet had planted, and then the, I guess, ligament or whatever that was holding them together kind of twisted, because one was planted and it was still rotating on the top. So that was that was a meniscus tear, and it hurt for a bit. I was off the board for a little bit, but then I kept being active. I would go hiking, I would go ride around on my cruiser board, not like skating, but just cruising around and just still staying active. And I was okay then, and I just slowly eased into it. I never got any surgery or any sort of treatment necessarily for that. And yeah. But one thing I will say is, for a while, my confidence and my ability to do really any trick where I'm jumping down something or rotating would kind of scare me. It's crazy right now too, because just sitting here in the car, I'm feeling something in my knee, and that's from something else, which is really what I'm trying to get to right now. So anyway, you heard about the meniscus, how that happened. Kind of, kept moving from there. Didn't get any sort of like treatment or surgery or anything. And then what was it? Oh yeah, and so one day I was talking to somebody, and I went to go, I think I wanted to go grab my phone or something, and it was like across the room, and I was kind of, I was planted like this, and I went to go move to the side, but I was gonna kind of maybe run a little bit, and midway through I decided, I don't have to run, like, what's the rush, right? But I already had the momentum that was moving me in that sideways, motion, and then I planted my foot to try to stop myself, and I felt this weird sort of like tweak in my knee. And then later that day I went to go to a Chipotle, and I got the food, and as I'm getting in the car, you get in the car and you have to kind of shift your weight over into the car once you kind of sit down, and I had to bend my knees and kind of slide into the car, and it hurt so much that I like audibly was just like, oh, that hurts so bad. And then it was like inflamed for like the next, I don't even know, like for a while, and it took a while to be able to get in to go see anybody about it, and I was like pretty much unable to walk for like 3 months, and it I won't say I wasn't able to walk, but it was extremely painful. I needed I think I was wearing a brace. I was wearing, or I had crutches, um, and it was just like super painful for some reason. And it's like I'm thinking, oh, I must have tore or like messed up my knee. I must have stepped wrong and did something to it. And then like fast forward, I go in and get checked out and everything, and they say, one, they don't really know what's going on. They're thinking it might be some sort of patellar tendinosis, they said, but they're not too sure. But they did say that my meniscus is actually fully healed, which I knew could heal, but I didn't know how like that worked, how long that took, if that was going to happen for me or what. But the fact that they said I was good, I was like, oh wow, that's awesome. That gives me a lot more confidence. But at the same time, if I don't know what's happening with my knees, then I'm a little scared a little bit. There's been times where I'm just sitting in my car, and like if I okay I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. um Essentially, if my foot is like this in the car and I decide to let it rest sideways a little bit so that there's weight kind of pulling down on the side of my knee, then sometimes just holding it like that, I'll feel some weird ghost pains or like nerve pains or something like that. And or I'll step wrong or something like that, and it'll hurt, or I'll feel a tweak or something like that. And like, I'm glad I know it's not a meniscus thing, but at the same time, like, it wasn't feeling like that before, me stepping wrong, even through all the years of me, not all the years, but those couple, years where after I had the meniscus tear. So I don't know. Just trying to figure that out and see what's going on with that. I have skated here and there, very carefully. I can still ollie, kickflip. I remember there was a point where it had been about 8 months since I had even really tried to do any tricks or anything. I did my first kickflip, first try, still after 8 months, and I was just like, yes, okay, I still got it. So that's good. And then the other day, I went out. The trash cans. It's really windy out where I stay, and when you put the trash cans out and they get emptied, and then they're very light, or they don't have anything in them to weigh them down, the wind will just blow them down the street. And so I got on my board to go and skate around down the street to go and try to find the can, and then I found it. It wasn't too far out, but I was like, oh, I'm out. I'm on my board. Like, let's see what's up. I did a few, kick flips. Got that first try again. I was super hyped on that. And then I was like, I wonder how tray flips are. That was an OG favorite. And I tried it. I got a first try. I was happy about that, but it took so much more effort than than it used to. Mostly because, I haven't been moving my muscles like that. I haven't been on the board because I've just been so cautious of, being careful on it and things like that. But I don't know. As somebody who's skated for more than half my life, I really enjoy skating, and it is a big part of me. And even just getting on the board and riding it gives me confidence, if that makes sense. Just that connection I have with the board and the confidence that I have to manipulate the board in the way that I do, and the fluidity and the smoothness of just, I don't know, the way my setup is and all that. I don't know, just something about it. And I miss that because for the past year or so, I've gotten on my board here and there, but I haven't, I don't know, just not as much as I used to. And plus, I was always telling myself I need to go to the gym, but for the longest time, skating has been my only, or not my only, but my main form of exercise. Going out and skating for hours on end, pushing, and I'll push switch, and then I'll push regular or whatever, and then that'll work out both legs, and then you're squatting and you're stretching and moving and roughing up your body and stuff like that, and that's what's kind of kept me in shape for the most part. I did go vegan a few years back, and I felt a lot lighter and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I just miss skating, and even if it's just for 15 minutes a day, or if I'm just doing some flat ground or whatever, I think it'd be fun to, one, get on the board, two, film it, because then I'm, one, using my camera, two, I'm making content, three, I'm actually skating. And I think it'd be cool and fun to bring you guys on the journey of me getting back on the board, and at least trying to do it more frequently, and just exploring where I'm at in my recovery. I'm still definitely gonna lock in, and figure out what exactly is happening. And I had physical therapy I was supposed to go to a while back, and then just work stuff got in the way where I was just not able to make it, essentially. But it's 2025. I spent a year not really on the board, and I'm really starting to feel the effects of that. I see videos on Instagram of people just doing their thing, skating, and I'm just like, oh, I miss it so bad. If I was at that spot, I'd do this. Or I'll see spots in real life, and I'm just like, oh man, like I already could think of a million things I would do on that. But the confidence isn't there because of the trust in my legs. Like I'm just so grateful to be able to walk, because I wasn't able to do that properly for a good minute. And I'm just like, oh, I'll take this for now. There was a point actually in time where I thought I wasn't going to be able to skate anymore. I wasn't going to be able to skate on the same level. I had friends whose, parents were doctors, and I would tell them about what was going on, and they'd be like, yeah, I don't know, you should You might just have to accept that you're not going to be able to skate, like you used to, or again like that. And like, obviously that was depressing. And but one person that always comes to mind when I think of coming back from crazy injuries is Chris Joslin. That dude is a freaking monster, and hearing how he's like torn his ACL, MCL, he's severed them, like complete separation. That's ridiculous. Mine is like, oh, here's just a little tear in this little section of this, but like when you got it severed and you have to like, I don't even know what goes into, fixing that, but and I know obviously he's on Red Bull and he's got all that, or a Monster or whatever, and he's got all that, that good money, or Rockstar, whoever he's on. They're taking good care of him. But just knowing that the body is capable of coming back from something like that, I'm like, I have no excuse. I have no excuse. Like, they already told me that my meniscus has already healed. And I don't know what this other thing is, but I've gotten it checked out. They said it wasn't anything major. They did say if I kept feeling pain that maybe they do a little slit and put the camera in there and see what's going on. And so maybe I'll get that checked out. But I'm just tired of trying to accept that I won't be on the board again. But that's not even the case, because like I will. And I don't know what got over me to where I was just like, yeah, whatever. And even people who know me, who know my whole identity as a skateboarder, are like already on the side of, oh yeah, you don't really skate anymore, huh? And I'm like, no. Like, after my knee injury, I was pretty bummed there, because that was, a limiter. I was trying to get out to go out and film and make a video part and stuff like that. I was just getting out. I had like hard flipped this gap I had been eyeing. I backside flipped it. I was hyped on that. I was ready to get out and keep going and just film. And I don't know. I don't know. I've been rambling, but I say all that to say that I want to get back on the board, even if it's just a little bit, and just test my limits, see where I'm at. See, maybe I don't feel pain. Maybe I am able to do, a couple of tricks. I think I even did a hard flip the other day, and I was like, what? Like, yes, I can still do this? Okay. And you're skating some muscle memory, but the fact that, it hasn't left me yet. And I've seen people come back from worse. So I just want to say I am committed to getting back on the board, getting back to being healthy, getting back to being, like, fit and athletic and able to endure everything that comes along with skating. And I want to see how far I can take it. I just saw a video yesterday where people were talking about how Paul Rodriguez is 40 years old, and that dude is still killing it. I'm like, bruh, I still got at least less than like 15 years to get to that point. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's not an exact number, I'm just saying. But even if I spent half that time hardcore recovering, and then I could skate at that level, or even just skate at the level I was skating at, even if it's just that for the rest of my life, just being able to skate and enjoy the skill and that I've committed more than half my life to. Like, I want to be able to enjoy it. So yeah, once again, I'm rambling, but appreciate you guys if you've watched this far. We'll see where this goes. So yeah, appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.